Good evening, and welcome to another episode of In the Library of Graphic Literature with your host, Wallace Ryan.
Yay! And with the invaluable co-host,
Luna.
Yay! And of course we have Shakespeare back here. Spinner Rack is just actually still close by.
It was invading my personal space.
It was, I guess, yes. I kind of like it though.
I do to you all the time.
I like when we had it in that corner there and it was behind us. I thought it was kind of cool. But that's a show for another day. Actually, maybe we can do a show of see what's on the spinner. There's lots of old stuff. There's actually some comics from my collection as a kid.
Well, never mind that. We have some new books tonight.
We do. We actually have a passel of new books, as they say.
Oh, the Mishka Mushka variety.
Oh, Mishka Mushka. and this one, particularly heavy one,
SURFER.
Return to the Spaceways. Now this is basically like the 70s Silver Surfer stuff, or the 80s. Because he never really did have a comic that I can think of in the 70s outside of, there was a one-shot. But he started up in 87, I think it was, with this Engelhardt and Marshall Rogers. And Marshall Rogers was an unusual artist, but he, for some reason, his style really suited it for some reason. This is a guy who was better known for working on Batman and created the Joker fish, best known as the creator of the Joker fish, and he did some work with Don McGregor, Detectives Inc., which was a really cool story. But yeah, he was, and I bought all these when I would have been 26, I guess, at the time. But I bought all these comics at the time. It was just like, oh my God, Marshall Rogers, oh my God, the Silver Surfer, oh, and here he's leaving his home world. Mm-hmm. Here was born the Silver Surfer. But a very interesting take, and for anyone who is not familiar with Marshall, this is a good place to start. And now it has some other artists in it, including Ron Lim, who later did a lot of the Infinity Gauntlet stuff and all that. But it also has the Silver Surfer by Mobius.
Oh, okay.
And there, look at this, and this spaceship here. Remember the fifth element? Mm-hmm. So, it's worth it for this alone. This is one of my favorite Surfer stories, of course, and it's best in this version, in the newsprint version of this strip. When they printed this in newsprint, a lot of the fine artwork just died. It got absorbed by the newsprint, and it looked terrible. But then when it came out on a nice glossy paper, it was good. So anyway, a few other stories here, and it also has the famous John Byrne one-shot, which actually my buddy Rick Parker did the lettering for. That was funny because when I was reading it, even at the time, I could remember saying, "Oh, who's this Rick Parker guy on the lettering? Never seen him before." And went along, and years later, he's a good pal. Anyway, onwards and upwards. This is actually like a prelude to an upcoming episode. What I like to call the Crazy Disney. And these are, and I guess I'll throw this book in towards the end of that one anyway. But they're the European Disney books that are coming out these days that are just absolutely off the wall. These are from Fantagraphics, and this one is Mickey Mouse and the Amazing Lost Ocean. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And the artwork on this is absolutely spectacular. Like, here, take a look. And take this, take that, and that. So I'll show up to the people. But anyway, the artwork in this, and it's so heartening that in this day and age of people ripping other people off using AI and all that, to see some beautiful original artwork like this. I mean, this is art. This is taken from someone's mind, not stolen using software from better artists.
We get it.
Just want to make sure everyone knows. And we're totally AI free. But this one, Absolutely. And it's sort of a dystopian, which is kind of cool, a dystopian Disney. And it even says here, in a dystopian future, scavengers roam the earth. Traveling techies, Mickey, Goofy, and Minnie, salvaging rare fuel from the sea floor. And rogues like Steampunk Pete fighting to get it first.
Have you played Epic Mickey? That's literally the whole game.
Yeah, well, this is what I like about the...
There's like no color in the whole village and you gotta put the color back.
Well, what I like about this is it's just... They're totally off the wall, the European Mickey. Some of the American Mickey stuff is kind of sort of tame by comparison. But
if you like this, play Epic Mickey.
Yeah, and check out the crazy Disney episode coming up, because it is good, very good, very good. Now, here's something a little bit more modern and not a hardcover for change. It is
War on Gaza.
By Joe Sacco, and this is a.
Can't we all just get along?
Yeah, exactly. This is a comic about Gaza. He goes after Joe Biden a lot in this, but it's just like, come on. The whole world is guilty, right? Everyone stood back and allowed this type of stuff to happen. But yeah. Anyway, anything by Joe Sacco, though, I would buy. And I actually recommend his Genius series, which is collected into a book, Palestine. He won an American Book Award, and it deserved it. But it's great. It explains the entire Palestinian situation.
Free Palestine.
Yeah, in a way that's just
Palestine.
Yeah, but when he wrote it as a journalist, and it's very even-handed and everything like that. And yeah, still free Palestine. Now this is another book I picked up recently, The Black Owl. It includes some artwork from Jack Kirby, which is the only reason I bought this. I've been cutting back on my PS Artbooks just because they put out so many. And I have so little money to buy them all. So once in a while I will buy them.
Little shelving space.
Now the only thing about this is it's just a Black Owl story, so none of those cool ads are in this. They took the ads where they normally have the ads in these. They took them out just to jam in more comics, which, I guess is okay.
I think your light bulb is going to blow soon. It's flickering.
Oh yeah, I noticed that last night too, actually. Now folks, here's a look at the Black Owl. Now it's very amateurish looking, except when it comes to the Jack Kirby work. You can tell it's Kirby and Simon right away. So anyway, Black Owl. It looks kind of cool. This is in the early days of superheroes too. So there were some people who thought he looked a little bit too much like Batman, and because they just had the lawsuit with Fawcett and Superman killing off Captain Marvel, because they said it looked too much like, or it was too much like Superman. Where today, funny enough, DC owns most of those properties. Now, last, and this is not by least, but before I show what the special surprise here, I ordered for the first time ever through Amazon, and the package came, and it was just like the book thrown into a box. No styrofoam peanuts, no nothing like that. So it's just like, oh, come on, folks, you got to do better for especially for the price I paid for it too, right? Came from the States, so I'm gonna buy more straight from Canada, I think, right?
You should.
I should. Anyway, what I did get, and this is a book that came out last year. It's actually been nominated for an Eisner Award in terms of archival collection or something like that. It is
The Web of Horror. The complete Web of Horror.
Yeah, this was like how many was it? 300 pages of classic horror. It was a three issue magazine of horror, and material from the never published fourth issue. But it was written by Otto Binder, Terry Bison, Nicola Cuddy, Marv Wolfman. Oh, bless you. Len Wein, Jerry Conway, and others, and illustrated by Bernie Wrightson, who did Swamp Thing, of course. Jeffrey Jones, Mike Kaluta, who really big artist. Frank Brunner, who more or less put a lot into Howard the Duck. Ralph Reese, who's an amazing artist. Bruce Jones, who not only drew in the early days, he wrote, and he ended up just being a writer in the end. But he can actually really draw. Tom Sutton, and lots more. So it was a magazine put out, and it started in '69 and it went into '70. This is by Howard Nostrand. This guy actually kind of looks like a Wally Wood type of artist, but it's actually
I like the pin-up style.
Sorry, Wayne Howard. That's it.
It's like a pin-up art style.
Oh, it's beautifully like the drawing in throughout this entire.
It's giving rockabilly.
Yeah, but the drawing throughout it is really good, because these are guys who would later. Oh, there's cover there. These are folks who would later go on to be quite influential in comics in general. And this book, it's sold out for one thing, and it's hard to find. I think you may see a second printing of it. Who knows? But I got a first printing. No.
Is it signed?
No, unfortunately. Actually, there's very few of them are probably still alive. Mike Kaluta. Yeah, a lot of them. Jeff Jones is dead. Bernie Wrightson is dead. So many of them actually have passed on. Ralph Reese is still alive. A few more, Mike Kaluta. A few more, like I say, still alive, but a lot of them have passed on. Otto Binder, I know he must be dead because he was old at the time. But yeah, absolutely beautiful drawing in this throughout it, and it reminds me of the old-fashioned EC. Which they were going for, the old EC Comics horror look. And around this time too was when the Comics Code Authority was starting to weaken, so you could get away with more. But this was a magazine form, so you would be outside the Comics Code, which was what was cool about Mad Magazine and Creepy Nary. They were horror comics and comedy comics that skirted the Comics Code by doing it magazine style. And eventually it's the Comics Code vanished into thin air. But some early Wrights and early Kaluta, just absolutely beautiful. Breathtaking. Oh my god, it just took my breath away. But anyway, so worth picking up if you can get it. It's like I say, it's sold out. I was trying to find it here and there and everywhere, and so I seen it online one night. It was just like, I gotta have it. And then of course, speaking of Eisners, the Eisner Award nominations came out last week or something like that, and I voted on them. I voted for Web of Horror. I voted for Fantagraphics, a lot of Fantagraphics titles. Now sometimes I come across certain nominees and it's just like I look through the list, and every so often I'll hit a list where I don't recognize any of them. So then I just do it. I'll do by, okay, are any of these a favorite company of mine? And then I'll give them a company vote, or if I recognize something about it, or if the title sounds cool. Ignoring all those, if none of those work, I just pick one at random. But for most of them, I do actually pick specifically someone.
I cut and dyed Wallace's hair recently.
Yeah, and I'm loving it. And actually, now it may appear to the untrained eye of our audience that I'm unshaven here today, but I'm working towards a top secret mustache project. And we're not going to tell you, but you'll see it come around in the next, what do you say, few months? Think I could do it by Christmas?
A week.
A week or two. Okay. So so you can all take guesses what type of mustache will Wallace be sporting, and will it be sporting? It will be very sporty. Anyway, what else? Oh yes, our town graphic anthology collection from Black Panel Press. The Kickstarter is out this week, and last I checked, we were between 3,000 and 4,000 of 10,000 that we're trying to raise for it.
Yes, if you have a few extra bucks you can throw in, that would be a great help for him.
Yeah, and for the other, there's 8 artists, 8 of us all together, and we all do stories about our neighborhoods. I did one about Rollins Cross here. Paul Tucker is in on it. So is Mike Feehan. Let's see, Kelly Bastow, Andrew Hawthorne, Kevin Woolridge, Leon Chung. God, who else? Sam Din. And oh, who I'm forgetting one. Who am I forgetting?
Paul?
I got Paul. Myself. Kevin. Jeez.
Ay, papi, you're sweating.
I'm sweating. Well, anyway, there's a grand gang of us, and we do all kinds of cool comics. But yeah, it's a neat little tip of the hat to our town here, St. John's. It's the most easterly city in North America, and possibly one of the oldest. As a matter of fact, Duckworth Street, where I feature one of the stories, is the second oldest street in North America. Now, how's that for aging?
Used to be all cow paths.
All cow paths, now it's streets. And the house we live in here, actually, most houses here were in the East End were burnt down during the Great Fire in the late 1890s. But this is one of the rare houses that avoided it. This house is actually built, this library was built in 1850. So this predates Confederation. Cool. Anyway, so next week, the next episode, and I may even do
We're
it as...
still a colony.
What's that? Yeah, we're still going. The next episode I might do as a pop-up episode or pop-episode about the crazy Disney, because there's some great comics in there. It's all great, and I found one that I'd forgotten.
Did you?
Yeah. So I threw that onto this. So it'll be for those who like your artwork and maybe even like a bit of Disney. You can't go wrong. Anyway, that being said, I'm gonna have to replace that flickering light bulb there.
Yes.
Because it's annoying the heck out of me here. Anyway, next week that, and then the week after, hopefully some new ones, because there's a Marvel Fanfare omnibus coming out, which is one of my favorite 70s, 80s series, where it was just different artists, really good artists, doing individual stories on their own. And they were classic. Damn classic. Anyway, that being said, let's exit the stage left and right, and
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, and actually it's nice and sunny out. This is a daytime episode too. That's why it's so nice and lit up here. Now, do I get anything new here, by the way? Oh yeah, look, I moved this. This actually is one of my favorite statues of Iron Man. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Anyway, that being said, we'll see you next week. Thanks for having us over. Love you.